Hey guys. Uh, Quick reader's caveat. It's very telling. This is my first time reading at Grown Up Storytime, which is very exciting for me. And it's very telling that they would give the orphan a story about fatherhood. So I went to Walmart and bought the closest thing to a father that I know, which is this shirt, and now I'm going to read this story. This is called P.S. I Love You. This past June, I celebrated my first Father's Day without my dad. He passed away in November of last year, right before Thanksgiving, just in time to ruin that for the family. Fucking asshole. It also was a time for me to think about my stint personally as a father, what fatherhood has meant to me. Father's Day is a couple of months past at this point, but I feel that it's still relevant because this year was true to form. My kids gave me a card that they insisted they had painstakingly picked out months in advance. They insisted this just for me. This card was just for me. I appreciate the sentiment, but my ex-wife and also the mother of my children left the receipt in the card dated. Yeah. Father's Day for me isn't so much a day, it's an afterthought. On the complaint letter of life, Father's Day is P.S. I love you. In the beginning, fatherhood meant diapers. Lots of diapers. No one wants you before you have children. No one warns you before you have children that stress will make you incontinent. Oh, and the kids will have diarrhea a lot. And you go through a shit ton of diapers. But enough feces talk. Fatherhood also means a lot of yelling and saying things like, because I'm daddy, that's why. And each time these things happen, I die a little bit inside as I think back to when I was young and my father would say the same infuriating things to me. I swore on my G.I. Joe with Kung Fu grip soul that when I had kids, I'd never say such things to them. I think I can clearly remember asking a perfectly reasonable question of my father and having him reply, because I'm the daddy, that's why, and thinking that was completely unreasonable, but knowing that the next answer is going to be because this is my belt, that's why. And so me and my G.I. Joe walked away. It's not until you have children of your own that you realize that it's not the one reasonable question that sets daddy off. It's a series of 350 of them that immediately followed. Daddy, why does it rain? Well, son, it's because water evaporates to form clouds, and when those clouds get too heavy and full of water, it falls back to the earth. But why does water evaporate? Well, son, because the sun heats up the water, and so little bits of it end up going into the air. But why does the sun heat the water up? Well, son, but why? Well, but why? Because I'm the daddy. That's why. Still, though, it's not all yelling and trite moments of hearing my father speaking through my mouth. There are also moments of pure bliss. Like the first time you're out to dinner with friends and your child says to people that you're with, that's my daddy. I love him. You'd be surprised how few times you need to make them repeat that phrase before they'll go and repeat it to others verbatim. My son is a source of joy and wonder for me and can turn a crappy day into a glorious one with such a simple act as padding into my room and asking if he can climb into bed with me for the night, or struggling with little fingers to mimic the sign language symbol for I love you, which I've just made in his direction. Sometimes he comes off looking like a gangster wannabe flashing signs, but I appreciate his effort. As my son grows older, I start to worry. I know the day will come when he's 16 driving, and when he asks to borrow my car, I will admonish him to be extremely careful because I worry that he'll wreck it or himself, but whom I'm secretly more afraid will turn out to be significantly more successful at picking up women than I was at that age. So no, you can't take the Toyota Prius tonight. No. Or my teenage daughter who's becoming a beautiful young woman. This is wonderful, but comes at a price. Nature, in her infinite wisdom, has decreed that every teenage girl must behave like a narcissistic crack addict, but with more showers and perfume. As men, we'll never truly understand PMS, which is why women in our lives get so annoyed at us when we talk about it. But as a father of a teenage girl, I've come to know PMS in a way that makes any previous experience I've ever had with it seem trivial. The truth is, PMS was named by the father of a teenage girl, and he originally intended it to stand for Please Make It Stop. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my daughter. She's a good girl, and she makes me happy. And just in case my blood pressure wasn't high enough, nature has also seen fit to make teenage girls the most beautiful creatures on earth. And so, while half of me is crying out for her to leave the house for just a few minutes for peace and quiet, the other half knows that the moment she does, some balding, fat, middle-aged guy will try to pick her up in his Toyota Prius. So, as my kids grow older and apparently wiser than I am for so they think, I will take each Father's Day as it comes. I will appreciate it. Appreciate what it means to be a father, what it means to carry on the legacy, good and bad, of my own dad. Yes, he was an asshole sometimes, but it doesn't mean that I don't miss him. My father never talked much, and having a full-fledged discussion was near impossible. My father was always about getting to the point and getting to the end of the conversation so he could go back to his beer. When I looked at my father, when I looked at a photo of my father now, I always do what he would have wanted. I skip the small talk and jump right to the end. I simply whisper, P.S. I love you.